big picture, okay? The universe is supporting you. Help is available. Now, I want you to start to think about your own personal energy field, because what you are is you're a multidimensional, energetic being. And although we feel like we're just these bodies, you have an energy field that goes out probably about 12 feet, 360 degrees around you, and you're going to experience that field tonight. And I want to teach you how to keep it clear. Because what this does, when your field is clear, is it creates a strong foundation for you, first of all, to be able to do whatever work you're doing. It helps remove illnesses from your body by keeping your energy center clear. And it allows you to really start to move past the things that are blocking you, that are holding you back, the things that are making you think, you know, I really would love to do this or be this, but yet your ego or your little mind tells you, you know, that just isn't going to happen. So the more you work on strengthening your energy field, the more that mental mind chatter starts to disappear. Because really there's two kinds of energy in the world, right? There's catabolic energy and anabolic energy. And catabolic energy is destructive, it's draining, it actually eats away at your cells. And this is when you're caught up in negative energy. And we all have bad hair days, right? We all get caught up in it. But here's a perfect example. Let me make it real for you. So think of somebody you know who's draining and negative. And when you're around them, when you finish, you're just exhausted, right? We all know someone like that. That's catabolic energy. And that catabolic energy has the same impact on you when you're generating the thoughts, the negative thoughts. You know, you tune into the news too much and oh my God, you're full of catabolic energy. On the other hand, anabolic energy is healing, it's constructive, it's building. It actually feeds the cells in your body and helps you to become a healthier person. Think about somebody you know who inspires you, who when you're around them you feel enthusiastic, optimistic, like you could do anything. That person's vibrating with a lot of anabolic energy. Thank you. So what I want you to know is that, believe it or not, you get to be a choice which of those energies you're in. And a big piece of knowing that you're a choice is to be able to be a little more conscious of what's going on in any given moment with your energy field. Because your energy field is influenced by the beliefs you have about yourself, you know, perhaps some stories you've told yourself, some history. It all influences what your mind believes is possible. But the you that is the spiritual being knows that you're completely capable of being fully intuitive, of stepping into a life that really feeds you with passion and excitement and helping other people around you. So this is what we want to do. We want to talk about how do you shift out. There's a story I like to tell that's a Native American story. A Native American Indian is speaking to his grandson, and he says, you know, I have two wolves inside of me, and one of the wolves is full of anger and bitterness and hate and revenge, and the other wolf is full of love and peace and compassion and forgiveness, and they battle. And the grandson said, well, grandfather, which one will win? And grandfather said, whichever one I feed. Because that's where you get the power of choice. You get to decide what you put your precious life energy into. You get to decide how your point of view is going to be, whether or not you want to be someone who's dealing more in anabolic energy or catabolic energy. And so I want to help you know how you can move through this process and how you can drop your fears, mind your mind. You know, when you're able to manage your energy field, it's like you get to see your life with brand new eyes. You know, a teacher I'm very fond of, Carolyn Mace, asks a very powerful question. She says, who's in charge of your energy field? Is it your mind? Is it that little mental chatter? Or is it your spirit? Because you know, every one of us has had this experience, right? What does your mind do? Your mind is just full of all kinds of, this isn't going to work, this is why, we've done this before. It has all kinds of constant negativity that goes on and on and on, unchecked a lot of times. And that mental chatter, we call it in coaching a gremlin, can take control of your life and stop you from doing the things you want to do. Because it's constantly there in the background commenting, you know, you tried that a few years ago, it didn't work. Why do you think it'll work now? I mean, you've all heard this voice, am I right? So how do you get a hold of that voice and really put it in the place where it belongs? The ego is important. We live in the world, right? We all need an ego. But it needs to not be the commander of the ship. Okay? It needs to be in the back. Our spirit needs to be in charge, telling that voice every now and then, okay, you can go left now. So it's very important to me that you start to find a way to manage that negativity, manage that chatter in your mind. And because it's so powerful. Has such a powerful impact on your life. It's one of the things I think we overlook, is how powerful that voice is. Okay, and you know, when you start to notice the chatter in your mind, you start to notice that there's these themes that go on, constant themes. Usually they have to do with not being good enough. Oh, I'm just not smart enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not whatever enough. And when you start to identify your themes, you can really break through that voice and put it in the place where it belongs. So that's a real passion of mine to help you do. So what happens when your energy field is open is it connects you to your intuition, it opens up synchronicity, it will bring you to new opportunities. You'll naturally get attracted to the right people. You'll be in the right place at the right time. You'll be able to read situations and get a real sense of whether this, bless you, is something you want to invest your precious life energy into. You'll expand your world. You know, you might be able to start to see energy fields and auras. And I'm going to talk a little about what energy looks like tonight for those of you who haven't seen it. You could start to connect to your animal totems. You know, you start to notice, do certain animals show up in your life really regularly? I know anytime I'm battling a problem, I tend to see hawks. And when I see a hawk, I know I need to take the big view of whatever this problem is. So you want to start to pay attention to the animals that show up in your life. And you know, then you start to be able to communicate with the nature spirits. I mean, all these stories we were told when we were children are based in truth. There's a whole kingdom of nature spirits out there just waiting to be recognized. You know, it's one of the things I'm going to talk about is grounding. So when your energy field is really erratic and you're having trouble focus, it's really important to ground. And if you go outside in nature, it automatically grounds you. Just the energy of nature will automatically shift your energy field. So it's really important to start to look at all the different resources you have just by being aware of what's attracted into your life, just by paying attention to those synchronicities and the things that appear. It's a very powerful thing.